Okay, so we're doing some back defenses. Going to do a really basic concept of defending the back. If Graham gets his seatbelt in and he's got his hooks in, it doesn't really matter where I am, but at the moment, he's sat behind me, it's not very frequently going to be like this. He's probably going to take me to the choking side of his arm. What normally happens is when you have your back taken, he'll go and he'll sweep me to the choking side. Right? So I'm being rolled onto my choking side. And he'll work for his choke from here. Okay? So just for the sake of the video, what I'm just going to show you his body positioning and how that really affects how the choke works. Alright? At the moment, Graham is in the perfect position. His heart's directly behind my heart. My shoulders are trying to defend. I've got both hands on this. Okay? What I'm actually doing in this position is I'm actually holding myself up the way. Right? I'm keeping myself there. Alright? So what I tend to do, the first thing I tend to do is I just have my hands on here, but I'm not pulling this away from my throat. I'm not burying my chin. Yeah, my neck isn't strong enough to. In the good old days, I used to do this and stop the choke. But those days have gone. So all I'm literally going to do is, as soon as I feel myself being taken to this side, I just shuffle my bum down so that my head goes lower than his head. Right? Once my head is lower than his head, now he can try and apply the rear naked. But there's no rear naked to have. I'm too low. There is no rear naked. And literally all I've done is I've gone from here and I've gone to here. I don't have to go that low. I just have to be able to stop him being able to frame the rear naked on his shoulder. It's a really easy way of defending the rear naked, and I use it a lot. Even if you're swept over and taken into the side, he's got his proper seatbelt in and everything. If I run my hips down, yeah. Once my head is lower than his head, now I can try and get the rear naked. It's not really going to do it. So all I've done is I've just run my head down a bit lower. The other option to do is to drag my body above him. So if we turn around slightly, he puts his seatbelt in, I feel it here, so I might have taken him from the choking arm back to centre. I've dragged myself back, and then I've run my body over his head. Now this is much harder to maintain because he can keep his hips underneath mine. But once again, if he tries to go to rear naked, even though my chin's up, yeah, the rear naked isn't really there. Okay, it's really not there. So that's the basic concept of defending the rear naked choke going on. Right? Now, there is a last ditch defense. Okay, people for some reason have this common misconception that taking my chin down is going to stop the rear naked choke. The actual opposite is true. This sounds mental, but the opposite is true. As long as I don't let him get his arm on my chin or my neck, lifting my head is the answer. Right? So if Graham does a normal rear naked choke, I've got my shoulders up, I've got my chin down, he's going to set this up, and he's going to put down the rear naked, and he's going to squeeze, and I'm going to tap almost instantly. Okay, he's got the same rear naked in, so he puts the same rear naked in. Okay, I'm feeling a bit dizzy already. Alright, all I'm going to do is my chin now is going to lift up, and I'm going to push his elbow up. Okay, so as I push this elbow up, what Graham is now, I will tap. Alright, but this is last ditch. Alright, the clock has got me 3 seconds left, so instead of tapping with 1 millisecond left, I'm going to try and hold off a little bit. So I'm going to lift this shoulder as I sit back. So when I start to sit back, Graham is going to try and apply this rear naked. So as I sit back, so I've got a few more seconds there. Alright, he's a really strong dude. He will get me eventually with it. Do the same thing with my chin in. Alright, give me a chance. Alright, but this, if you are really strong, lifting this elbow, if the elbow's on your chest, you're over. Okay, while if you get this elbow off your chest, you can sometimes defend it for a long time. Now, again, it's not perfect anymore. Alright, so when a step before last ditch escape is if he gets it around the neck and he hasn't got his hand in yet. Okay, a lot of people tell you to raise this arm, you're stopping this hand getting in. Well, if he knows an inline choke, it doesn't matter having his hand up. He'll just inline it down my back, his elbow down my back, and he'll just superhero choke me. He doesn't have to go to the rear naked. So what I need to do is I need to be in a position where I can hold this hand so my carotid doesn't get blocked, and have that hand ready to grab that one when it goes to rear naked. So as he takes the inline choke and sits back, I'm going to separate the carotid here so that he can pull that as tight as he wants. Because I'm using this hand, it keeps this carotid free. This hand does nothing. Alright? I could have this in here, but it doesn't do anything. I mean, look, I'll let go with this hand and let him go to rear naked or whatever he wants. And he'll put it in, and I'm nearly tapping there. If I put this one in and he goes for rear naked and really tries to tap it, it doesn't work, alright? So make sure it's this hand that goes up here. It's not feeling around here anyway, it's going on the inside of the wrist and it's pulling on it. Once I'm pulling on it, I'm separating this carotid. I'm keeping my chin up. It sounds stupid, but I'm keeping my chin up. I'm making space, alright? Once he goes to the rear naked, yeah, the likelihood is that he's going to power through this basic defense. He is probably going to power through it, unless I'm mega like lats like a god. He's probably going to get it. So what I have to do is I have to be ready with this hand to stick my fingers in his eyes. I'm joking. To grab this wrist before he gets it across. So this hand's monitoring where that hand's going. Yeah. So this one goes here. This one's going to go in that gap. And what I'm doing is I'm waiting for that fist to come into that gap. Once I feel that fist to come into that gap, now I can pull that hand out. Alright? And I literally have to pull that hand out. Yeah, I'm hoping to get to the wrist if I can. But I'm monitoring that. So, we get to this point, it gets around the neck. I'm at nearly the last ditch effort. This hand's going to stop the carotid getting cut off. Pulling this down. As he tries to get that other hand behind the head, I'm going to get this hand in that gap. And now if he tries to apply it, I can kind of hold that off. And what I'm trying to do is trying to get this arm out with lots of little jerks until I can get it into this. Alright? Once I've got this arm in a nice safe place, I can probably work out from here and get my shoulders to the floor. So there you go, some real basic concepts in defending the back take. Lower, higher, lifting the elbow. If that rear naked's in and you can't get to the hand, lift the elbow. It might save you some time. Another good way of getting out the rear naked is that. Yeah, that's that Tiger Dojo or something like that. The best defense to all submissions is this.
Oh yeah, Master Ken.
It's true. The other one is defend the hand on the choking side to make the space and have this hand ready to get the rear naked as it goes in place to pull it out. If the hand's already in tight, okay.